Elizabeth Allen is a creator and developer of Code, a proprietary sales and marketing system that has transformed small and mid-sized companies nationwide and is the subject of the Code. The founder and principal consultant of the Kansas City-based marketing and sales consulting firm MarketSmarts, Elizabeth has worked in every facet of strategic market planning, brand development, advertising, and campaign management. Now in development for 10 years, Code has undergone a national test pilot in multiple markets. She has served many years as a business facilitator for the Kaufman Center for Entrepreneurship and also as a member of the University of Kansas MBA Graduates Program, and has served on the board of directors for the National Association of Women Business Owners, Kansas City chapter. She has been a strategic consulting expert for projects serving Sprint, IBM, 3M, Pfizer, Mutual Life of Omaha, Subway World Franchise, and Calvin Klein Fragrances. Elizabeth is a recent recipient of the President's Award from the Kansas City chapter of SMPS, Society of Marketing Professional Services. In 2006, she was a feature expert highlighting industry best practices at the SMPS Los Angeles National Convention. Her unique and vast expertise has been highlighted in InfoWorld, Entrepreneur Magazine, Concrete Monthly, and on a national broadcast PBS special.
Okay.
Elizabeth,
Yeah.
please explain the concept of Code to us and new landings.
Sure. Well, it was a delight today to visit with your group
Thank you.
and hear their story.
Right.
And I was so impressed with the profound amount of talent that was represented in that room.
Right.
Great people, huge assets to companies that have yet to be discovered. And I think my challenge today in preparing for this presentation was evaluating how Code could help unemployed people position themselves more effectively to gain employment and consideration from potential employers, or also evaluate the option of becoming an entrepreneur.
Right.
Code is something that I have been studying for the last 10 years, and it started from my interest and fascination with entrepreneurs. And entrepreneurs, let's talk for a moment about them.
Okay.
They are people who start companies, and these people are essentially crazy mad dogs who believe that being self-employed might just be more advantageous than being employed for someone else.
Right.
And once you start a company, entrepreneurs naturally go through this process of having to be a rainmaker. And let's talk for a moment about what a rainmaker is. A rainmaker is someone who naturally is a prospector. They're always telling the story of the company and generating new business. They're a technical expert. Frequently, they're not only generating the new business, but they're actually fulfilling and servicing that business with their technical talent. And then they're also a closer. They have the capabilities to discuss, negotiate, and close a deal. So whether entrepreneurs are cognizant of it or not, at all times they are naturally acting as prospector, technical expert, and closer. Well, the challenge becomes as they grow their organization, how do I translate the skills of rainmaking or business development from me as an entrepreneur to you, my employee, so that not everything depends on me? And this question becomes more and more severe as companies grow. When you look at the evolution of an entrepreneur, typically they go from being in the position of driving all the rain and new business inside of a company to being pulled toward operational issues. And at some point in time, the tension between those two roles becomes extreme, and they're in a lot of pain. And right now, if you look at the conditions of the economy and where companies are, they're in a lot of pain.
Yes.
They're trying to figure out, how do we create a more predictable pipeline? How do we get more people other than just the entrepreneur or principal selling? How, in fact, do we make the whole organization a selling machine, more predictable? And that poses a very important question to technical talent, for people who are project managers, account managers, estimators, people who have been typically associated with just a technical set of skills.
Yes.
Now they're having to move outside their comfort zone.
Yes.
They're having to say, I've got to be an embodiment of the human brand for my employer. I need to bring more to the table than just my technical skill sets. And Code is a methodology I've developed that asks some critical questions of both the company and its people, and then methodically answers those questions in a step-by-step method so that both the company and its people can start communicating more effectively to deliver on a core brand promise to the customer. creating a predictable pipeline. So let's talk for just a moment about code. What exactly is code? Code stands for communication.
Yes.
Answering the question, how do I communicate as a person with my team? How do I communicate externally with the customer?
Yes.
It also asks the question, organization. How do I organize my team to best meet the needs of a customer? How do I document my progress so I know where I'm at and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and everybody else knows it? And finally, how do I evaluate my performance? 6, 12 months after hire, what evidence do I have of the value I've delivered to my organization? And code answers that in a very sequential way. How do I communicate, organize, document, and evaluate every step of why I'm doing what I'm doing as part of the sales team, even if I'm technical talent? Code assumes that there are 3 critical roles: the prospector, technical expert, and closer. It assumes that you're always doing one of 4 things if you're part of the sales team.
Yes.
You're generating leads,
Yes.
you're qualifying those leads, you're doing the sales pitch, and you're participating in post-sales. Scratching your head wondering, why didn't we close that account?
Right.
If you look at a sales team at any given time, those are the 4 things they're always doing. Chasing new business, qualifying the business they have, putting together proposals and pitching, and then asking, did we close or did we not? And in code, you've got to answer that question. How are we doing, why are we doing what we're doing, and how can I help? My goal is to be able to transform entrepreneurial businesses everywhere by enabling their people to more effectively create new business opportunities.
Yes.
And my passion is to help the unemployed find their inner prospector, so that when you're at an interview with a potential employer, you can express your awareness of code. You can ask more strategic questions to qualify the role you're being hired to fulfill.
Okay.
And my goal is to provide you a set of skills that you can use personally to apply code and how you market yourself, and then also a set of skills that you bring in terms of critical thinking to the organization you join.
Sure.
So it really works for both the employer and a potential employee.
Yes.